and welcome back to my channel. It's Roops, and today I'm doing a review slash try on of the Kat Von D Shade and Light Eye Contour Palette and the Makeup Revolution, what's this one called? Ultra Eye Contour Light and Shade. So not much of a difference. I'm just going to show you how they work on each eye using brushes. I'll do swatches as well so you can see them side by side, so you can make an educated decision as to which one you'd want to buy if you want to buy either of them. It's up to you. So first things first is the packaging. So as you can see, the Makeup Revolution one is made of a hard plastic. I mean, I'm sure if you dropped it, it'll probably break because it's quite cheapy plastic. As you can probably see, it's quite thin. And yeah, it's not the best plastic in the world, but it's quite good because you can see all the colours inside, and the formula's talc free, which is nice to know they haven't used any random filler for it, which is really good. The Kat Von D, however, is made of a really sturdy cardboard. It's really thick, so if you compare it to the Makeup Revolution, it's a lot thicker. I don't actually know why it's a lot thicker, to be honest, because it's not that much more product than the Makeup Revolution, so I don't really understand why it's so thick. But I will say though, it does keep all the shadows nice, and I'm sure it'll keep it nice and stable. So if you travel, I'm sure it's going to be fine to travel with because it's quite sturdy, so it's quite good like that. And the Kat Von D one comes with a mirror, which the Makeup Revolution one doesn't. But both of them, and this is something that I don't like, both of them don't have the names of the eyeshadows printed on the inside. And I really don't like that because I like to know what shades I'm putting on my eye. So if I'm doing a tutorial, it's very easy for me to figure out which ones I'm using. But both of them don't have space. I mean, sorry, both of them don't have the names. And the irony is this one actually has space. I mean, if this moved down a touch, you could definitely fit the names underneath, or even on the top. I mean, there's a huge gap here. There's definitely space for the names. I just don't know why both palettes don't have names. I mean, this one, to be fair, it's a lot smaller. But this one definitely, it doesn't even have the names on the back. At least the Kat Von D one has the names at the back. So, let's move straight onto the swatches and then we'll talk about pigmentation.
Take a moment right here, feeling like it's out gear, driving towards the sun with a rose and a gun. Feel the wind in my hair, going nowhere I swear, like an outlaw on the run, dangerous but it's so fun, running, running, no.
So as you saw from the swatches, they are very, very, very similar in tone. But what you will probably notice is that Kat Von D one is a little bit more pigmented. The Makeup Revolution one is a lot, like the shades are a little bit harder, so they aren't as pigmented as the Kat Von D. But I have to say this, considering that the Makeup Revolution one is only £8, it is so surprising that it's even performing the way it does, because I actually really enjoyed swatching them. I enjoyed using the Makeup Revolution one because if you're a beginner, I mean, I don't think of myself as a beginner, but if you are a beginner, sometimes if a product is too pigmented, and this goes for blusher as well, it can be really hard to blend out. It can be really difficult to make it work for you. And I feel like the Kat Von D Shade and Light, although it's really easy to blend out, because it's so pigmented, you can easily go overboard. You can easily go a little bit too hard on one colour and it's then a muddy mess. So you have to be very careful with the Kat Von D. Whereas the Makeup Revolution one, because it's still pigmented. I think it's very pigmented for what it is as well. even though it's not as pigmented, just because the formula is a little bit stiffer and because it's not as pigmented as the Kat Von D, it's a lot easier to place on your eye and it's a lot easier to then blend out. Out of the two, I can't say this is, you know, 100 times better to blend out or anything like that, because it does take a little bit of work. There is a little bit more blending going on with this, but as I mentioned before, it depends on what you want. If you want full impact pigmentation, boom, you know, Bob's your uncle, that's what you're after, then the Kat Von D one is definitely for you. If you are the type of person who has to build up the colour, build out the pigmentation and take a little bit of time with your blending, then the Makeup Revolution one is definitely for you. Now, let's break down the cost. So, the Ultra Eye Contour Light and Shade by Makeup Revolution is 14 grams. Yeah, it's 14 grams altogether in, so all of the shades, including these large ones, it's 14 grams altogether, and it retails for about £8. And I believe you can get this from Ulta, no, not Sephora, Ulta, Superdrug and Tan Beauty online, which is their parent company's website. And it works out to be about 50p, just over 50p per gram for the shadows in here, which is extraordinarily cheap. Now, part of that could be because it is manufactured in China. It's, what does it say? It's designed and developed in London, but it is manufactured in China, and as we all know, anything really manufactured in China generally is a lot cheaper. Whereas the Kat Von D shadow is made in America, so you have to factor that into the price. There is a premium for paying for products that are generally made in the USA, because they're not getting that cutback that they get when you send it to China. However, there's actually only a couple of grams more product, so there's only 16.8 grams more product. There's only 16.8 grams in total in the Kat Von D palette, so it's only a couple of grams more than the Makeup Revolution palette, and it is a whopping £37. So you're looking at nearly £40. So you're looking at around roughly £2 per gram for each shadow, which is very expensive for what it is. I mean, I personally don't think you need to run out and buy this, and not because it's not good, because it is good, but only because there is a dupe out there that's almost identical in shade and tone. Realistically, when you look at an eyeshadow palette first time around, you look at the colours and you're thinking, whoa, I love it. All the rest comes afterwards. Is it good? How much does it cost? Is it buttery? Is it soft? All of that kind of stuff. It's all secondary. It's always the colours that grab you. So if it is the colours that grabbed you first with the Kat Von D, just buy this one, because it's a hell of a lot cheaper. It's almost £30 cheaper. So it's about £29 cheaper than the Kat Von D. The colours are almost exact. They're almost exactly the same. And it performs really, really well. But if you are after, as I mentioned before, if you're after a eyeshadow palette that's very, very pigmented, then the Kat Von D one is for you. But like I said, this is pretty pigmented. It's definitely not sheer and it's definitely not rubbish. But if you want to splash out, if you're feeling like spoiling yourself, then grab the Kat Von D. But in my very humble opinion, this is just as good. Like, I really can't, like, if I hadn't bought it, I really wouldn't be able to justify paying £37 for a palette that's almost identical to this. It's just, and only for a couple of grams more. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make any sense. And what I will say is, and you'll see it in the next clip, is that both palettes are very powdery. The Kat Von D definitely kicks up a lot more powder than the Makeup Revolution, but they both have a shit ton of fallout. So just bear that in mind when you use either of them, if that's what you're using, because they both have an intense amount of fallout. Definitely more for the Kat Von D, but again, it's that pigmented, soft, buttery eyeshadow, so it will have that kind of fallout. But if it doesn't bother you, then that's good, but I just feel like I should let you know that that's the case. So I did film this eye look, and this wasn't for a tutorial purpose. It was because I wanted to show you how each eyeshadow performs. So the Makeup Revolution is on the right hand side and the Kat Von D is on the left. And I used the Essence Backstage, is it Backstage? No, I Love Stage, okay. I Love Stage eyeshadow base for both. I set my eyelids with the Healthy Mix Bourjois powder, and then I went in with both shadows, so they're both basically getting an equal chance on both my eyes. I used the exact same brushes, and I also used the Vera Mona Colour Switch to clean off each brush before I moved on to the next palette. So I feel like it's a very fair test. I feel like they perform quite similarly to each other. I will say the Kat Von D was a lot more pigmented, and you will see that in the video. But I also feel like the overall finished look was better on the Makeup Revolution side. I feel like that one looks a lot cleaner. It looks a lot nicer. I think, honestly, I think I prefer this. I think this one's better. But I'll let you guys be the judge of that. You'll see in the tutorial how it works. And so I'm going to jump straight into that eye look. And until next time, I'll talk to you later. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Take a moment right here, feeling like it's out gear. Driving towards the sun with a rose and a gun. Feel the wind in my hair, going nowhere I swear. Like an outlaw on the run, dangerous but it's so fun. Running, running, no. Hold on, don't let go. Told my boss that I'm done. Had no luck with my mom. Say, what will you do with your life? You know it's hard to survive. A cigar in my mouth. Maybe guilty but proud. Now I'm